அப்படியே சென்டர்ல வச்சு அங்க டேபிள் இருக்கு பாரு, அதுல வச்சிரு.
இவங்கள ஃபேஸ் பண்ணி
வச்சிரு.
இப்படி வா. நீ போய் நில்ல, நான் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்றேன். இந்த சைடு ஓகே. டேபிள் பின்னாடி போடலாமா? ஓகே ஓகே, கொஞ்சம் ஓகே இல்ல நான் கரெக்ட்டா.
So thank you so much for everyone joining us today, and all the team members and everyone for joining the picture, because it's a great opportunity to have Sampathkumar here, and it's a picture to be framed for us. So once again, a round of applause before we start the event. So it's going to be a great event, so sit back, enjoy. So before we begin the event, I would like to invite Aditya to please give away the welcome speech. Thank you.
The clock controls the world, we control the clock. Small cheers and a great welcome makes a very feast. A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Aditya Subramani from IEEE Madras section SSR, along with Manju M, Priyanka and Abhinaya, will be your host for the day. On behalf of IEEE Madras section, we extend a hearty welcome to everyone gathered here today for the Global Leadership Connect and IEEE HTB workshop with Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan. I request everyone to stand up for Tamil Taiwan. Thank you. Honoring is a morality of superior men. It is not a title that honors men, but men who honor titles. So I would like to take this opportunity to Chairman of IEEE Madras section and Principal of Sri Sai Ram Engineering College to deliver the welcome. Please, sir.
Most distinguished chief guest of today's ceremony of Global Leaders Connect 2023, organized by IEEE Madras section and IEEE HTB Global Worksop. Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan, 2023 Global President, IEEE Veeraraghavan, HKM, and Global Chair 2023 IEEE HTB Partnership, and esteemed ExCom members of IEEE Madras section, Vice Chair Dr. Professor Saktivel, Secretary Dr. R. Hari Prakash, Treasurer Professor Dr. Radha, and other chairs of professional societies and chapters, ExCom members, esteemed Professor Dr. Gopal, Professor of Anna University, Chennai, senior IEEE fellow members, esteemed Sri H.R. Mohan, past VC, IEEE Madras section, esteemed Dr. Manogaran, P.A. Manogaran, past chair of IEEE Madras section, and other distinguished members of IEEE members, volunteers, and my dear fellow IEEE members, student members, young professionals, Women Engineering Affinity Group members. It's a great honor and privilege for me as a chair IEEE Madras section, honoring IEEE HKM 2023 Global President Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan on behalf of IEEE Madras section and all the members of IEEE Madras section. It's a great occasion for all of us, wonderful gathering and get together to celebrate the leadership of Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan and have an interactive session on opportunities of leading the global frontiers of humanitarian engineering programs and sustainable innovations. And really grateful to all the members who traveled a long way from various parts of Tamil Nadu and to accept our invitation to be part of this wonderful ceremony. So on behalf of IEEE Madras section, all the members, I warmly and respectfully welcome Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan at this August occasion, and I request all the members to have a close interaction and to explore the opportunities available in Humanitarian Activity Committee. Here I would like to highlight the major achievements of IEEE Madras section, and a very vibrant team, innovative team is working along with the support of all the senior members of IEEE. And we are very happy to inform that we have strong young professionals and women engineering affinity group, those who are traveling a lot, and present and next level leaders we are able to create. The students and our other volunteers, they are taking part in all the activities. They are representing the global events in India as well, the international global events. So here 2022 site volunteer honorable mention, Dr. Darwin received the exemplary 2022 given to Sri Sairam Engineering College and Panimala Technology, and Karatsan Award received by the students of JPR Engineering College, Panimala Institute of Technology. IEEE MGA Young Professional Achievement Award 2022 goes to Mr. Abdul Halik, one of the very sincere volunteer. IEEE Richard Mepin Scholarship Award, 4 students received this year. IEEE Epsilon by award from 1 student, and IEEE India Council Best SP goes to St. Joseph College of Engineering this year, and IEEE India Council Best Student Volunteer Award went to Muhammad Ashik of St. Joseph College. IEEE India Council Best Women in Engineering Student Volunteer Abhinaya Sri from St. Joseph College. IEEE MGA Outstanding Branch Counselor Award goes to Benisha of JPR Institute of Technology, and section received 4 special interest group site project grant, and many new proposals received this year under special interest group on humanitarian technology, and EPIC awards 4 to 5 students they received a grant in aid opportunity from IEEE headquarters, and now the vibrant team is working on that, and many opportunities available globally. Student members, young professionals, women in engineering affinity group, professional members, senior members, and the team is working towards for the advancement of the scientific community. of IEEE headquarters, and the name is, I think, the professional home for engineering and technology community worldwide. So we are really happy. It's the happiest occasion for all of us to have a sort of get together today and to have a close interaction with the global president HKN today. And this will be one of the milestone initiative and many initiative towards entrepreneurship, startup ecosystem, innovation ecosystem, strong industry institute alliance partnership activities, community related, community engagement related activities are planned. With all our support and guidance, we'll be able to do wonders. And really, this time, the quality proposals received from various parts of Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry for conducting very important activities, especially IEEE international conferences, successfully completed many IEEE conferences, and all the IEEE conferences proceedings are well received by the committee. So these are all the many faculty development program, educational related activities, professional activities, and IEEE Madras section is planning for IEEE Madras section Hub Congress, and this event also named as IEEE Madras section Leadership Connect. Various leaders globally, they'll be able to interact with the members of IEEE Madras section. So with this note, I once again on behalf of IEEE Madras section and all the members, I respectfully welcome our chief guest today, Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan, and I welcome all the distinguished gathering for this wonderful our chief guest on leading the global humanitarian engineering programs and sustainable innovations. And the second segment will be with the fireside chat with the global president, IEEE. So wish you all the best. And once again, thank you very much for your valuable time to attend this wonderful program. Thank you.
I would request Hari Prakash sir to felicitate our guest. Mr. Sean. Thank you, sir. I would request our chairman to felicitate our guest with the momentum. I would request our vice chairman, Saktivel sir, to felicitate our guest with the song. Our chairman, sir.
A leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. A leader is best when people barely knows he or she exists. I would like to.
A very good evening to one and all present here. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am happy to welcome IEEE Global President Sri Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan. At this young age, I think he is able to achieve this much, and it is a very proud moment for all of us. Being Sairam Engineering College and the student of Brinda. And I think it is a long gap from a student going to global president level, and it is an unimaginable one for us. And also it is a motivation for all young people who are currently associated with IEEE and you have a path for you to achieve. He's a role model for all of you if you take it as a, and you can contribute to the IEEE, and so that anyone can achieve any level. That's what I think I understood from Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan when I interacted with him. He immediately, I think he met me in the 2007 when we conducted first art and congress in our college. But I could not remember him. But as soon as he saw me, he able to remember me. That shows the student and the teacher relations. Although I was not a student, he was not our student directly, but still he is able to remember us the way we interacted during that event. So that shows the IEEE, that platform generally IEEE gives us all of us. So you will meet all global people, right, at the right place, at the right occasion, and with them you can create the right opportunities. So opportunities are available for all of us. Only thing is how to make it possible. I think Veeraraghavan is shown an example for all of us, right? So it is my, once again I take this opportunity to welcome Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan along with our chairman, and it is a proud moment for all of us to meet you and share with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. A great person always insists in you a passion for knowledge and a heart to spread that knowledge for the best purpose. Such a person is Mr. Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan. Mr. Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan is a globally renowned technologist, best known for his technological innovations in addressing global humanitarian and sustainable development challenges. Sir is the 2023 Global President of the IEEE Itakapanu IEEE HKN, one of the world's topmost honor societies in science and technology, established in 1904 with over 20,000 life members and 2060 global chapters. He is the founder and president of the Brahman, a humanitarian engineering program and that focuses on delivering next generation social innovations to achieve sustainable development goals. Over a decade, he has launched large-scale transformation global initiatives, but that brought together academic institutions, industry leaders, and government agencies to address the global challenges. His inspiring leadership influenced the world's largest technology organization, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, IEEE, to advance community-centered humanitarian engineering programs to benefit humanity. Sir served as an expert in 2020 Broadband Commission Working Group on School Connectivity, co-chaired by the UNESCO, UNICEF, and ITU to drive GIGA, a global school connectivity initiative. Sir has served as a global chair of 2021 to 2023 IEEE Humanitarian Activity Committee of the world's largest technical professional organization, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, USA. In this role, he is credited with launching several novel global programs in humanitarian engineering, which successfully inspired and engaged nearly 100K students and young professionals in sustainable development activities globally. Under Sampath Sir's leadership, the humanitarian program grew significantly in 160 countries, establishing well over 50 plus global partnerships. His leadership efforts on IEEE humanitarian programs won the prestigious 2022 American Society of Association Executive Power of Association Summit Award, highest honor for the association community in the global development category. Now I welcome Mr. Sampathkumar Veeraraghavan to enlighten the audience with the session.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's a pretty long name and a pretty long bio. Can you hear me? You're hearing me now?
அப்படியே.
Start. Okay, first of all, very good evening to you all. I know we are 30 minutes lagging, but I will make sure it's worth it, and I will make sure that we will complete on right on spot. So, எவ்வளவு பேர் இங்க சென்னைக்கு வெளில வந்திருக்கீங்க? Anyone travel outside of Chennai? Okay, where are you from? கடலூரா? சூப்பர். உங்க ஊருக்கு தான் நான் போய் இந்த 2 நாள் முன்னாடி. That's good. வேற யாராவது வந்திருக்கீங்களா? Okay, professors, students, industry. கோயம்புத்தூரா? சூப்பர். Okay. Okay, so in the render segment, what we'll do is first 45 minutes, I'll play the role of Santa Claus. You know, Christmas முடிஞ்சிருச்சு, why Santa is here. So today my goal is to showcase you what you can achieve by using your engineering skill. And we also will look into what IEEE offers. And then I will also will give a 360-degree about Etakapan, the topmost honor society within IEEE. How many of you know here Larry Page? Okay, Professor Kohli. Yeah, Professor Kohli. Yeah. Okay. மோகன் சார் கரெக்டா அவர்கிட்ட குவிஸே கேட்க முடியாது ஏன்னா மெட்ராஸ் செக்ஷன் ஃபுல் குவிஸா அவர் தான் இது பண்ணிருந்தார். இஸ் த பீஷ்ம பிதாமகர் ஆஃப் ஐடி இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, இந்தியன் ஐடி இண்டஸ்ட்ரி. இன்னைக்கு இந்தியாவில் ஐடி இண்டஸ்ட்ரி இருக்குன்னா கோலி சார் வாஸ் த மேன் ஹெட். ஸோ நாராயணமூர்த்தி சார், இன்ஃபோசிஸ். ஓகே, கிரேட். ஸோ இவங்க எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து ஒரு எலைட் forum தான் IEEE Etakapan. It's the topmost honor society. We'll take a look at it at the end actually. So first of all, I'm pretty happy and excited to be here. This is a homecoming for me. The Madras section is all it started, and I think I'm very happy and proud of the leadership of Professor Sampathkumar, because you've been talking with me for the last few months, to check on me when I'm visiting India. How we can actually organize a program here, and equally I would say it's a long journey for me in Madras section. It's Manoharan sir or more HR Mohan sir literally has seen my journey from student to young professional to everything. I would say marriage and everything. It's more of a family for me actually seeing Mohan sir today. And goes back a lot of memories. And again, we have a lot of youngsters who have traveled with me. Prashant Mohan is here. Quite happy to see him. So I think this 90 minutes, I want to make sure it's worth your penny. Sorry, India also, but worth your rupee. So don't feel in this hesitation, Venda. It's a very free forum. Interact as much as possible. And I'll also share you my journey within IEEE. So with that said, without any further delay, in today's my first segment is going to focus on Humanitarian Technology Board. It's a very big milestone in the history of IEEE because usually you have sections at a global level, they have committees, and it's rarely the IEEE Board of Directors converts a committee into a board. So I was the global chair for the last 2 years for IEEE Humanitarian Activities Committee, where we delivered close to 900% growth rate, which is very historic in the last 100 years of IEEE. We also brought in a lot of UN collaborations and a lot of global awards, which I will be touching upon. The good news right now is, with the board, you have a lot more opportunities for members like you in terms of funding and in terms of specifically for students. If you want to do on a project which is socially relevant, there are a lot more opportunity. This is the best time to be the student actually. I still remember the day in 2002 where as a grad student, I was trying to do something with autism. Very few people understood what I was trying to do. Mohan sir is one among them. He encouraged me to publish an article in the newsletter along with Dr. Suresh Chandrapal, who I always treat him as a godfather for me. He's no more today, but I think he is probably one of the man with a vision who brought me into IEEE. So with that brief note, welcome to Windows. So we'll divide into like the first segment we'll divide into three different parts. Okay, the first one we'll talk about what is the relevance of IEEE to the humanitarian space. What do you mean by sustainable development? What is humanitarian engineering programs? What are the jargons we are talking about, right? Why it is even relevant to someone like engineers like us? Let's talk about that. Right? Second, we'll talk about okay, once you know the fundamentals, what are some of the low-hanging opportunities offered by IEEE? We'll talk about that. And third, we'll then see some example projects what has been done at the global scale and see what is relevant. And the fourth, if it's meaningful, then I want to show you what are the low-hanging avenues that you can participate and you can get benefit. So basically, these are the four segments, and then then I will touch upon it at a very high level and see how we can create more members of Etakaponu from India. Because right now, Etakaponu is very popular throughout the world. Primarily in I would say in developed nations. But right now, as the incoming president, I want to open the ceiling and bring people together from all different parts of the world, so that you can be inducted into HKM. So with that brief note, we'll first look into what is SDG. I think SDG is quite popular now, I would say, in India. How many of you know Sustainable Development Goals actually? Raise your hands. Okay, okay, that's a good, it's very glad to see, because 15 years back, when I was like a student like you, my goal was to create an AI system which can detect developmental delays in children as young as 18 months. So we can detect, whether they fall on the spectrum of autism or not. So the idea is to actually generate an expert system which can, complement the diagnosis process for a doctor to make, the early intervention possible. So with that said, UN SDG goals are nothing but are the universal challenges. UN as a global organization has created 17 different buckets of opportunities for innovation. You can view it. We'll see some of these examples. At a high level, if you solve these 17 different categories of holistic challenges, it actually opens up at least somewhere between 12 to 17 trillion market opportunities, because we're solving some of these challenges like energy poverty, food poverty, access to clean water. You are a lot more going to create job opportunities, and potentially your solution is going to be very relevant, and it can be scalable, creating more market opportunities for product innovations. So the goal for UN is to actually build a prosperous and a better future for everyone by 2030. That was the original target, but then Corona came in, and the targets have changed. But with that said, at a high level, when we talk about the UN Sustainable Development Goals, essentially it represents the development challenges, and you're taking a goal to provide a solution either through policy or through product innovation or through engineering solution or through scientific advancements, so that you can deliver a sustainable development for your local community, which in turn can be resonated back to the global community. Okay, so there are about 17 goals here, and each of these goals is a target basically. When you say target, essentially it's a fine-grained metric to say that what you really wanted to solve basically. Okay, and many of us say that I want to get 80% in my grad school. That 80% you can say that in math I want to specifically get 90%. In the first language I just need 75%. These are the targets as an example for you. So some of the jargons here, sustainable development means basically like these are development challenges. You're taking a course to challenge, but why these are relevant to you as an engineer, right? Let's look at some of the examples of how significant these are, right? For example, about close to 1 billion people still live in extreme poverty, and this is a snapshot of statistics from UN before pandemic, before COVID actually. So you can see that many of the goals are, right now we are kind of like, we are not in a position to hit the target by 2030 until many countries can accelerate, their investments and their efforts basically, right? So if you look through it, right, about 30%, 1/3 of the world's food is wasted. Okay, that means about close to 1 billion people are undernourished actually, right? And then you can also see here, while the food is wasted, and you can also see here it's an interconnected, right? About 1 billion people still like at one end you're wasting the food, and then at the other end people don't or basically have access to this food, right? They're undernourished. What if you have some kind of a mechanism or a process or a solution where you kind of collect all these foods before they expire and you can create a channel to provide to the needy people, right? So that's where your innovation is all about, right? And then you can also see here about still 4 billion people are yet to be connected to the internet. We are actually living in the age of mass personalization. We have moved from mass productization to mass personalization, right? I mean, today you go and watch a song in YouTube. Before you play the next song, you get recommendations. You go and do a shopping in Amazon. What happens? Based on your history, we have machine learning models which kind of like incentivize you to make a choice, right? Similar, AI is completely integrated into the life today, whether it's Google Home or Alexa, or you walk today with a smartwatch, you are measuring your calories. It's pretty much, I would say, like, AI is truly integrated. But at the same time, 50% of the planet is yet to be connected to internet. So one end, you are growing very drastically. And other hand, you don't even have access to clean water, basic electricity and stuff. Is this a development? Is this sustainable? That is no. That is why this problem space becomes very important for engineers like us, right? Because today, think out of box, right? I mean, you may do a project, you may do a research that is needed to make advancements in science, in scientific innovations. But then the most important thing is if it's not relevant to the common man, if your innovations are not serving the purpose, I think it's going to be more like you're going to have a series of journal publication, nothing more than that. So I think the better point here is that this SDGs, even though they are seen to be universal challenges, it provides a great opportunity for students, especially for you to do small scale projects to learn the skills what is needed to onboard to the industry. Okay. So with that said, this is again how these are interconnected, how the dots are interconnected. Okay. So let's talk about, I'm an engineer. Okay, I'm a computer science engineer. I'm really good at machine learning. I'm really good at knowing programming languages. What it matters to me, I can go and find a job with my skills. Absolutely, you are right. But then there's a difference between a programmer versus an innovator. An innovator is one, irrespective of any problem you give them, he's a problem solver. A programmer is one who can programmatically follow to provide you a computer solution, right? What we need is basically looking at an ecosystem of creating more innovators. That is how you kind of advance, pursue and drive innovations and research and development and cross pollination of idea. I mean, 15-20 years back when I came and I was presenting my idea in an IEEE conference, many people didn't understand what I was talking about. This guy is talking about some AI movie and he's talking about autism. They all thought maybe I watched Terminator movie and came back with a mini version of that. But then there are people who motivated and encouraged. Suresh Mohan sir here. There are many glittering examples of people who said go after your dream, right? And today, with 38 global awards, being known as one of the top players in social innovation space, I mean, this could not have been possible without the trial and error, So most important thing is let's talk about how all this, different aspects are interconnected, right? So today you have society and nature, and there is a need for them. That need actually drives the advancements in science and technology. When the advancements happens in science, you get theories out of it. And then using that theories, you then leverage frameworks to develop tools and products, which is then used by, again with the society, which again creates more emerging. But then what happens? Somebody thought there's a need for it, right? And then once electricity came, many advancements came in. We got a bulb and everything, right? 20 years back, we all had a camera, right? A big camera. And then we need a computer. Phone means have you all seen a cell phone 25 years back? Size of a brick actually. But today, what you have is a ubiquitous device. You are helping somebody by giving them food, money, and other things. It's not so. As an engineer, it actually provides you a multidisciplinary approach to to solve a critical problem which matters to you, to your local community. So the jargon here is think globally, act locally, right? Many problems what you saw today are universal in nature. Access to electricity, access to clean water, in addressing inequality, and eradicating digital inequality, right? And correcting the unconnected. These are not problems specific to India only. These are problems which are universal in nature. Even we have these problems in developed nations like US and other countries, right? So by providing your focus on this area creates a market opportunity for you. Not only that, it helps you to think from the angle of an innovator. First you get inspired, then you kind of engage, then you innovate. Once you innovate, kind of then it drives the cycle of being either an entrepreneur or whatever you want to do. It provides that confidence in you. So that is why it is very relevant. So some quick heads up why usually people would like to involve in a humanitarian engineering or a sustainable development program. These are jargons again, but they're interconnected, right? So first, I think it provides an opportunity for creative solution formulation. And I said it bottom up. What I mean there is, today you're all part of a university. You basically have a set of courses. And if you come and ask you why are you doing these courses, you will basically say my university is asking me to do it. That is top down. Somebody from the top is saying you do this. That's one way of solving the problem. The second way of solving the problem, which is more industry focuses, you hear your customer, you hear your end user. Here your end user is local community. What is their challenge? What is their need? Then you devise a solution which is relevant to them, which is making more impactful, right? So that is basically what this particular field offers you. Because here you work with the community and then you work backwards from the need to drive your innovation cycle. Second, many of the problems what we touched upon requires collaboration with it requires the interdisciplinary approach. For example, if you work on digital health, you have to partner with the doctors, health workers, local community to understand it. So this kind of experience you don't get in a classroom setting, right? Because there it's very, very systematic, right? You have a syllabus, you work on a problem, either you do good or you fail or you pass, whatever it is, right? You are graded on a set of well-defined curriculum. Here, the skill you get is different because here you are learning the skill of stakeholder engagement. When you come to industry, this is what I look for a candidate who is coming out fresh actually, right? Does he have the passion to fail fast? Failure is actually a very, very, very important ingredient we look for. We don't want a student to come and say, sir, I presented 50 papers and all 50 times I got, first prize. I presented 50, I failed 30 times, and then I got maybe 2 times I won. That is what you needed. We want to see your perseverance. Second, it also helps you to understand many, many angles of driving a project, from project planning, budget planning, forecasting, how to handle a risk. These are the skills is very critical if you want to become an entrepreneur or if you want to become a product innovator. Okay, and most important, you are actually providing a solution which makes a difference in the lives of people. What more you can ask, right? The smile, the satisfaction, what you get, right? That's unparalleled. And of course, there's no easier way to actually demonstrate the importance of engineering on human lives through these programs. So I took a few more minutes actually to basically set the stage for you so that now let's talk from IEEE standpoint. I'm going to speed up a little bit so we can be right on the spot, still with the time schedule. So IEEE, as you all know, it's the world's largest technical organization, right? We have close to 500,000 engineers in 160 countries, right? And what is our mission? We want to advance technological innovations for the benefit of humanity, right? Fostering technological excellence and innovations, right? So, but the core thing is you as an individual, either from academia or from industry, you can actually contribute to this motto to different means. You can be a great academician, you can do research on your field of domain, you can publish papers, you can influence the domain to scientific advancements. That's one stream. From the industry, you can come back with tools, products which are meaningful, and then you can still drive the innovation sector, right? The third thing is think about the dimension. What if you could leverage the best of the class from academia and industry and engage the students to deliver solutions which can make a difference? That is what these programs are all about. Okay? So within IEEE, the Humanitarian Technology Board is a newly formed board, first of its kind. Okay, which has, I'm delighted to be a major leader contributing to the establishment of this board. What it means is that it actually opens up a portfolio of global programs for members like you to connect, to get inspired, then to, deliver solutions which makes a difference. Now, in the next segment, we look at some of the offerings from IEEE. Then we will look at some examples, and then we will talk about how you can contribute or you can get benefit. Okay. So now, as I was telling earlier to the Madras section executive, it's very rare for the IEEE board of directors to promote a committee to a board. This is the highest evolution we can make, and I'm truly excited. So this particular thing happened under my leadership last year, and there are different reasons for it. One is, how many of you are aware of SITE program, Special Interest Group on Humanitarian Technology? Okay, if not, today you learn about it. Okay, great. So I spoke about the humanitarian engineering program, and then let's see like how you can get involved. Maybe we'll talk about this and then we'll come back. So there are four major offerings, four major pillars upon how we offer our programs. The first one is raising awareness. So today what's happening for you all is basically getting to know as an engineer what are some of the possibilities that's in front of you, right? And we wanted to actually increase that understanding of engineers, how you can contribute to the sustainable development goals, to solving these universal challenges. Second, we provide a set of training like educational resources, online, curriculum or content or course materials to make sure you gain the necessary skill. Actually, for example, you may ask me, okay, today I'm an electrical engineer. I learned about the circuits, but then how do I know that I understand there's a need in my local village, but now I have to procure the relevant solar panels to serve the needs. How do I know? So this is what this course content helps you to think from critical system design thinking standpoint. How do you pick a solution when you are given with an unknown terrain? Because in industry typically you are given with the unknown terrain, okay, and even so do in academia if you are pursuing a research, right? So we want to equip you from that, what are the skills and line of thinking to successfully, come back to a meaningful solution. Third, we provide funding opportunity to transform your idea into actionable project. A glittering example, last year when I came in here, many of the students came and spoke to me. And some of them followed through it, So today I was delighted to hear from Sampathkumar sir, 4 projects got funded in the site. I was involved in that. We took a couple of iterations to help them out, but it's a great win actually, And Epics again, I was involved in that as well. So very, very delighted to see that kind of opportunity. So today within HAC, we brought up to $5,000. It's about 4 lakhs Indian rupees per project, right? Any project viewers here who got funded from last year? HAC side? What's your project about?
It was about water treatment.
So can you just give a high level 10-second overview? Like I think there is a village near Tandalam, right? It is still progressing, right?
Yeah, it's still progressing. Actually, Saram has few adopted villages. Both the Saram institutions has 10 adopted villages. So in which Saram Engineering College has 5.
Go.
So good evening to all present here. I'm glad to have an opportunity to speak about the project which we are undergoing. So Saram institutions has totally 10 adopted villages, in which 5 has been adopted by Saram Engineering College and other 5 has been adopted by Saram Institute of Technology. So one which is Puntandalam. So Puntandalam, where we went to survey for what are the problems they're facing for about 2 to 3 villages. So in which other 2 villages are quite good, but the 3 villages have some problems. So we have went to survey with a team of 9 members, including a professor who is guiding us, Professor Mama sir, which was 10 members. So where we found out there were many problems where which we could solve was only 7 to 8 problems as a students from the fund which was we are able to get. So one was water, main essential thing, basic requirement, which is pure water, which also comes under sustainable goals like goal number 3, 6, and 9. I hope for good, healthy, and pure water and sanitation in the industry infrastructure. And in site also we can get into 6 things there are for site projects. One which is water and sanitation and hygiene. So wash. So we have adopted and we have proposed our problem and solution to the IEEE HSC and site board. So where we got the funding of $3,500, which is approximately 2,80,000 of Indian rupees.
Thank you, sir. Okay, the reason why I just wanted to make sure call this out is that when they came in last year, they were clueless. What do you mean by this? How do we do it, right? And today look at the excitement. Today look at the passion. And he's already catching me and saying that what is the next project we can work on, right? So for all the students out there, you have a tremendous opportunity to make a difference. My role here is to play the role of Santa Claus here. That means I'm not going to give the gift easily, but I'm going to give you the skill needed for you to win these grants. Okay, so don't hesitate. Okay, come and interact today. We'll find a way for you to train whatever support you need. Okay, let me keep continuing because I know these slides in and out. So I think the other major thing I would say here is that there are major programs we offer. The first program is called a Special Interest Group in Humanitarian Technology. What do you mean by that, right? How many of you are IEEE members here? Oh, fantastic. Okay. How many of you are site members here? That's also very good. Okay, first announcement, site membership is free. You don't even need to be a IEEE member actually. I don't know how many of you are aware of this. What do you mean by IEEE site is that? So we spoke about all this portfolio of programs, right? So think about site as an affinity group, like how you have young professionals, how you have student chapters today, right? So 6 passionate IEEE member can start a site group. It can be at a section level, it can be at a society level, it can be at thank you, society level, or it can be at even at regional level as well, right? So the main thing is we want the 4th pillar is about the partnership, which is creating an ecosystem, the public-private partnership with UN and So IEEE provides this mechanism to the fabric of site actually. So when you say HAC or HTB, it's the parent which defines the strategy and the overall portfolio of programs. Site is a program offered by HAC to make it more actionable for you. Okay. So let's see how the larger humanitarian engineering, fits into the larger plan of IEEE, right? So IEEE has 5 major areas basically. They want to collaborate, beyond, within and beyond IEEE. So to increase innovation. So here the innovation is focused on sustainability, and then they also wanted to create awareness, which we touched upon, and mainly to provide a life important skills for you to onboard the industry or to pursue a research in the academic side, right? So these are again professional development, and then the most important thing is providing you a very positive experience. If you are a member, why are you paying that 13,000 rupees every year, right? There has to be a value addition to it. If there's no value addition, then we don't have to become a member, right? So that is what these are some truly unique avenue what we are offering to the fabric of HAC and inside. Now let's look through the second segment. I'm going to skip through a few things here. Make sure this is again for the executive members here. How this programs becomes a value addition. Many times the challenges I have seen around the world is people ask me, students graduate, they are not coming back. What do we do, right? So see today, for all of you here, the moment you become a site member, you get access to all the resources. You get a newsletter which tells you about the good work that has been done through the world. You get to hear about the grants. You get to hear about some travel supports. And this year, we are also going to provide event support as well. So there's a lot of goodies that comes to you for free. The only thing you need to do is to have a passion. And if you have a passion to put your skills into action for the social cause, this is what is for you. Can you believe it? It's free. It's completely free. Not even you don't have to be an IEEE member. Doesn't mean that we don't want you to take IEEE membership. We hope that this particular experience will benefit you. So you will eventually get IEEE memberships because of the larger pool of benefits what you are being offered by IEEE, right? So at the individual level, these are the 6 major benefits for you. Training and awareness. Today you are getting provided awareness about the opportunities, and you're getting trained on. We'll be talking about training how to write a good proposal. Second, what are the low-hanging professional development courses that you can get benefit from, which is free again in INL. Third, you are contributing your innovation to a larger greater purpose of touching benefiting people. Project funding we touched upon, and we have a global network of site members which also we'll be talking shortly, and also lastly the partnership that also we'll talk shortly. Thank you. So you can see here, this is one of the most interesting and very exciting thing. I think I would say India is a front runner when it comes to humanitarian engineering program, because Mohan sir will remember. 2007, my autism project was well received by the presidents. They came all the way from US, and that was a big movement because they sit with me. They understood why you are doing this, why IEEE should be doing. They went back and then they created an attack on humanitarian activities actually, at a global scale. And side actually also wanted to call out Dr. Amarnath Raja, a very fond dear friend and mentor from Kerala section. Unfortunately, we lost Raja sir a couple of months back. A very great human, has done a lot of great work on humanitarian engineering. He is also the founding chair of the Special Interest Group on Humanitarian Technology, in Kerala. So there are great brains in India which actually have propelled IEEE in the direction of social innovation and sustainable development. And it all happened in Madras and Kerala, in pretty much here in the landscape. And you have all these people who have traveled with us. Mohan sir, Chandrapal sir, many people we can call out in this journey. Ramlata ma'am, another very prominent, very active leader when it comes to social innovation space from our own Madras section. Darwin is another example. Dr. Darwin, Zame, down-to-earth personality, has done a lot of great work there. So, bottom line is the first program that you get free access is site. We have 36,000 today. When I was the site chair in 2019, we have about 4,000 members. So again, this is one of the fastest growing programs within IEEE. Even IEEE never expected this program to grow. That's a massive scale. Because what we did was we actually crafted the program, strategized it, so that it actually benefits our all categories of members actually. If you're a student, you get access to all this project and other thing. If you are a professor or an industry expert, you can serve as a mentor, as a guide. So for everyone, it's like a buffet. You have something to serve their needs actually. Okay? And most important, about 70% of the members are student members. Something we are finding that students are enjoying this program to come back actually, right? So we have a glittering example today. This gentleman who talked about this project now in Pundandalam, right? So again, today we have about close to 220 site groups through the world. We have doubled actually in the last 3 years. The pandemic actually accelerated our growth. We never stopped our growth. Right. Okay, so these are some examples. The main thing to call out here is look how many groups are there in India. Think about some of the synergies and possibilities, right? And I mean, this diagram it has to be updated, but we are having a presence even everywhere. I would say in all the 10 regions we have members today. So it's a great phenomenal growth in the last 2-3 years. Next slide. And you can see here, looks like Amazon stock before pandemic, I would say, or Google stock. So it is still growing. So that's the important call out here. And you can see the interesting numbers here, right? I mean, the distribution, right? Whether you're a student or you're a professional member, life member, everybody is inclined now. It provided a new market opportunity for IEEE actually. Next slide. So the second set of programs, which I think is very important to you all, is there. So you now know, okay, there's a program that exists. You also know if you want to create one, how to do it. The second one we'll talk about, okay, I have an idea. What are the skills I need? And second, once I have the skill, how do I create a project I get funded for? Let's touch upon that short. Next slide. So project, basically, we provide funding for 3 types of projects. Okay, and the basic factor is you need to have a very articulated, well-defined, targeted local community and the need in your proposal. Okay, you cannot just come and say that I'm an expert in AI, I'm doing a research on some algorithm, give us $5,000. It will fail flat. Remember what I told you at the beginning. These are bottom-up approach. So your local community engagement drives basically the need. So that has to be clearly articulated. Okay. So make sure you know who your targeted community are. Make sure what is the significant problem. Third, understand what are the existing solutions that's available in the market. Fourth, see if you can contextualize existing technology or you can generate one. Fifth, make sure you have well-defined, articulated metric to show your growth actually. Today people ask me, how do you measure the success of your project, right? You can say I have 4 pictures, nice pictures with people smiling at me. That's not measurable, right? You need to have a measurable impact. That means you have to actually quantify both qualitatively and quantitatively to show what impact you made. How many volunteers got benefited? How many households you have given electricity? What is the carbon footprint you have reduced? These are some metrics, right? And what is the social return on investment? That means, like, if I am a donor, say if I want to give $1,000 to someone, right? I want to know for every dollar I give you as a donor, what is the social impact you are creating? How many people are getting benefited? Say, if you take the example of a solar panel, right? You are giving a solar panel to a remote school. Now, because of that, how many children started going to the school right now? What is the percentage of child laborers which are coming down in that region? Right? There are many dimensions to it. So it's very, very important. And the most important thing is it should not be purely research driven. That's why I think many people make a mistake. They think like I have a high-end algorithm that's applied for the funding. No. You need to have a clear community. Your solution, what you are providing or proposing, has to be relevant to the community. Third, it has to be locally driven. We want actually foster local capacity building. We don't want people to parachute. You don't want me to come from all the way from Boston here to put a solar panel, right? Niranjan is here. He will do that better than me. Low cost solutions, right? So we want to create an incubator of innovator at the grassroots level. That is why this is called as a network of locally trained technologists working on social relevant problems. It has to be we spoke about bottom up, and then it has to be connected to IEEE section. This I want to clearly make sure everybody understand. People think sometimes we get the money, section is no one. They have to just answer the money. No, section is your mother and grandfather. And now we are going to have a process. Whenever you do a project, the money goes to the IEEE section. In this case, Madras section. The Madras section will transfer the money to you. The IEEE headquarters will do audit in partnership with the local section. So keep that in mind. So of course, when you are applying for funding, we do want you to be connected to a chapter or side group. So we don't fund anything outside of IEEE. Basically, non-NGOs, commercialization, we don't do it. We don't provide salaries. We don't provide wages. We do support a reasonable amount of travel to do a survey, right? Niranjan spoke about doing a survey of the village. That's one way for you to understand the needs, actually, right? So the last 3 years or 5 years, we have given up to $3 million up to 500. But I would say like the last 2 years has been a major hit for us. About close to 550 projects has been received. About 150 projects has been funded, in the last 24 months. Which is the highest in the history of HAC. So I'm glad to have opened the ceiling for us. Next time. So a quick level of a systematic process which I introduced last 2 years. When you apply for funding, it goes to 2 levels of review, scrutiny, and once we know there's a good candidate, it is reviewed by the legal team and ORMS, Office of Risk Management. I don't want to get into details right now, but at a high level. Sometimes it takes time for you to get a response because we get hundreds of proposals through the world and we provide a lot of in-depth analysis before we provide funding. And then once you get approved, we also provide you a mentor and a project monitoring committee which work with you to make sure you are to address that you are on track to meet your goal, what you are committed in your proposal. Or else if something like a pandemic like Corona happens, we will provide you an opportunity to revise your schedule or additional resources as needed. Okay, again, this is a heads up project. Many strategic programs are launched during my tenure as the chair. One of the things what I did was instead of a solo funding opportunity, now we have joint programs with the regions and joint programs with societies. So the idea is that if you belong to computer society, for example, we want to bring the best-in-class technology in computer society to solve the SDGs. So we provide more opportunities of funding. So isn't it cool? Region 10, we had a $500, I believe, 2 years back. We had 38 projects we funded, 2021. And then we now have qualified with APS, MPTS, SPS, a huge list, EDS, a huge list of partnerships there, So clearly, we want to provide more avenues so that you are busy working on more funding opportunities. Next slide. So typically, again, key highlights here are, these projects are anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000, and term of funding is up to 6 months, usually 6 months to a year. And again, as I said, there are many opportunities here, not only through the direct call for proposal, but also with the joint society. The current HTB call for proposal is coming up in March time frame. So be ready. If you have a great idea, come and talk to me today. Happy to guide you on what needs to be done next. Next slide. So these are some example projects, to get you an idea what kind of projects students works on. So during the pandemic, one of the challenges that people wanted to migrate actually, and especially the farmers actually, they didn't have much. So what they did was, I think this was a project done by folks from Dhanbad in India. So what they did was they actually created a smart auto irrigation system, and they used kind of machine learning models to put IoT sensors on the ground to measure the various parameters and control when the auto irrigation system gets kicked in. Very, very simple solution, but very effective, because this helped not only to conserve the water used for irrigation, but it also helps the farmers to increase their yield actually, thereby making it more profitable for them and minimizing the farmer migrations actually. So this also got additional funding as well, given the kind of impact it has had on the local community there. Next slide. Another interesting project in Nigeria, where during the pandemic, as you all know, sanitizer and mask were more important, and in US, toilet papers are even more important than diamonds actually. So here in Nigeria, what they did was they actually created, sanitizing dispensing solution, which basically monitors your temperature as you walk through, public places, and then, it also disperses sanitizing solution. So again, this was successfully implemented. It was a major program that benefited the local hospitals and public places there in Nigeria. Next one. Okay, if you are a big fan of data science like me, so this is another interesting thing, is mapping the needs to demand and supply. Again, here what they did was in Peru, they created a very simple system to capture, number of people reporting COVID, and where can we organize COVID screening sites, where we need to propagate the vaccinations. So I would say it's a very, very machine learning driven approach here to capture various needs and connect various stakeholders like healthcare workers, government agencies, and so forth. Very interesting project. Next slide. So these are some example projects, right? I mean, as you see here, one end you are dealing with farmers, the other end you are talking with creating solutions for public sanitization. The third one you are talking about screening and tracking, and all right. These are all interconnected, and it all falls in the largest spectrum of the SDGs. So how do we get started now? What do we do about it, right? First, we want to give you skills. There are 6 courses freely available for IEEE members. So if you're an IEEE member today, go and search for this programs on Ireland, IEEE Learning Network, and start taking them. It tells you how to solve or how to approach this space basically, right? And then not only that, when you want to write a proposal, your life is very easy. We provide you the tools, the templates, story about successful projects. You just need to think through the angle of your problem space and apply for the grants. Next slide. Okay, there's a lot of resources here. I'm not going to go into details here since we have to speak a little bit. Skip through it. Okay, I will give few examples here. Then I think we will move on to the next one. So when you want to do it, right, you have to think whether the proposal is feet on the ground. That means, can you work with the local community? Can you really solve this problem by collaborating with them, right? And then the most important thing is, the local is defined by you are attached to the local section or the locality where you are present. We are all global, but truly it has to be done by local. That's the main point here. And there has to be a strong partnership with the local community and the local partnerships here. And the third one is you have to demonstrate how your technological skills comes into play. As I said, right, when the pandemic happened, you could have come and asked me, give me $5,000 to get masks and distribute it. That is humanitarian. That's philanthropic in nature. But then, if I give you a digital mask of a sort where you can measure the temperature or give you a more level of some kind of innovation, that is what I think comes into this particular umbrella here, right? So make sure you clearly articulate your community need and your technology stack, why it's unique or why it's contextually unique. So that's important. And then again, most important thing is what happens once you give a project. What is the sustainability? So and then the primary member has to be an IEEE member, and then as I said, they have to be connected to an IEEE OU. Can be to a local chapter or to a section and everything. Okay. So again, you have all the tools available. We have made your life much easier. 15 years back when I wrote the proposal, I have to scavenge through the internet. Now your life is very easy. Just follow the instructions, everything is easy. If you have questions, we also have recorded videos on how to write the proposal, the checklist and everything. Just follow through it. Okay, some of the highlights, what led to HTB transition. I think apart from this, I think there are many things we are doing. Capacity building workshop. This is one of the programs we launched last year. It's also what you guys are experiencing today. We want more members to be aware. We want more members to be well educated and well aware, so that you can apply for these grants and participate in these programs. And as I said, site membership is free. How many of you are interested to now get a site membership? Okay, those who are not raising their hands, I'm taking a name list. I'm coming after you right now. Okay. So a lot more interactions, a lot more avenues here, to the globe. And this is Lavanga, a good friend of mine. He's the inaugural chair this year from Africa. Very happy to mentor him and brought him here. So quite excited to see. And this is again a major history for milestone for IEEE. IEEE has never got the ASA award for humanitarian activities. So I think delivering this within a span of 12 months was a big thing for me as a leader for this organization last year. So our progress speaks. I don't have to call out anything here. I think because of our growth and record-breaking growth, we have been promoted as a board right now. So my role here as a Santa Claus for you right now is, come and talk to me. If you have an idea and if you have the passion, that's rock and roll. That's why I'm here today. Okay. And these are some quick highlights, but I'm going to skim through it because we wanted to make sure. There's one strategic program which I launched last year, which is the 2021 is the Global Summit. We created a global forum to bring policymakers, technologists, and then key field experts, so that you can come and talk about the global scale, what is needed. The inaugural one was inaugurated by the ITU, General Secretary at that time, along with me and Dr. Worksop, the father of internet. So many prominent people have done, and also under my leadership, we have established more than 50 global partnerships within IEEE and beyond IEEE. And many things are with UN agencies like GSTEC, STA Forum, UNGA 76, and so forth. So bottom line is, forget about the jargons. The key takeaway here from this workshop is that. So I wanted to actually personally request Dr. Sampathkumar sir to see more proposals from Madras section this year. And whatever support you all need for that, reach out to me. I'm happy to guide and help you out on that. So these are some prominent, forums. That's with ITU. This is again a tech ethics panel with UN, and then again this is an STA forum. This is all first of its kind, even for IEEE. Some of these forums, where we have side event from HAC standpoint. So with that said, there's a lot of global visibility on some of the works what we have done. Actually, even in February, I think Spectrum published global article, key highlight article on us, and these are some of the partnerships what we drove in the last 2 years. So pretty much, if you are a member, you belong to a region or you belong to a section, you basically have an additional line of opportunity here to get funded or to network or to contribute back. So with that said, there's also some additional collaborations we are doing with IEEE Foundation, and again, site is a donor funded one, and most important thing, and Mohan sir like this, having known him for this well maintained and well articulated newsletter. One of the things we did was we actually launched our own annual report in par with UN reports, and also we publish it every quarter. Just like your midterm exams, which is IEEE has never done this before. So of course I have to be the bad parent here because I'm forcing people to do the work, but it has benefited us significantly in terms of creating the story, recording the contributions, making it easy for someone who wants to get here. And this is again the ASME Power of Association Award given in Washington DC a couple of months back. So again, a Global Summit is another pet project. I was a brain. And many programs like Site Day, Site Week, many of you have heard about this. I was the founding staff of those things. So crazy people do crazy things, and my craziness started here, nurtured by great minds here. Many of my mentors here from Madras section. So really thankful to them. So this is actually a tribute to them, not about me, not about my journey, what is capable. So if a person 20 years back can do and travel this much, today you have the global president with you. I'm here to serve you all. So reach out to us, whatever help we can do. We're happy to support you all on that. So I'm going to stop here because I know it's a lot of information for you, but then I will give a 5-minute overview of Veeraraghavan. I want to make sure this year, especially for Madras section, I want to see a sizable number of academic leader, industry leader to be nominated for HK. Because again, HK is a very global recognition. Primarily, you can see HKN to be available only in top universities. For students, it will be a big win for you. But today, I think since we have a very short time, what I will do is I will probably keep it very short at a very high level so that you basically understand what it is. So it's a honor society of IEEE. What do you mean by honor society, right? So basically, it's an allied group. You are invited by invitation. It's not like you pay $200 if you get it. You apply for it. It's like a fellowship, right? You are admitted based on certain calibers. The 3 parameters we look at is character, attitude, and service to humanity, right? This is one of the oldest and the largest honor society in the world. It got merged with IEEE in 2010, and it's very amazing if you go and read about it. But today, just for the benefit of the time what we have, at a high level, I will talk about. HKN offers plenty of opportunity for you, but before we go in there, I just want to show you a few things to you, and then I can settle back there. For Google, Eric, CEO of Google, former, okay, of course, we have Sundar now. So Steve, founder of Apple, Martin Cooper, another, how many of you know Martin here actually? He's the inventor of mobile phone. Can you believe it? I've met him a couple of times actually. In fact, we both got received award in the same stage. A very nice gentleman. It's amazing talent. And Bose, you have the headphones, right? It's done by a proud Indian leader, Amar Bose. Okay. Again, Henry Samuel is another example of founder of .com, founder of Yahoo. So you can see the breadth and width of some of the key leaders here. So again, Dr. Arthur Winston is again a very inspiring mentor to me. Is above nearing maybe like 80 to 90 now. How many of you know about Apollo, right? He is a key leader who designed Apollo actually, the mission. So many names here. So again, Dr. Richard Gowan, he also passed away recently. One of the finest engineers and technologists in the world. I think he was the biomedical, one of the first biomedical engineers in the entire world for US. So, and he also the 100th Senator President of IEEE, if you remember. So the bottom line is, these are the allied group of people you get inducted into, right? So today it's primarily centered towards US as the current president. I want to change the landscape. I want to open it up. Because we have talent everywhere. So the goal here is right now to induct many academic leaders, industry leaders, and veterans. Happy to nominate. Can talk about it. We can help you to equip your profile accordingly. Once we have it, the goal is to create ETA Kapanu chapters. ETA Kapanu chapters for the students, specifically for you. It's like you are getting a global recognition, which makes your life easier if you want to apply for scholarships or for masters and PhDs, right? Because when you are inducted, they know you are the top talent, and then it opens up a lot more opportunity for you. So since we are running out of time today, I'm going to keep it brief today on this. But many of you, again, a couple of weeks back, I opened up free registration for the Pathways to Industry program, and I saw an amazing response from Madras section. More than 100 students you all attended. Of course, I paid for the party, but I want to have the party. So again, I want you all to get exposed. So again, Tech Tax is coming in April. So if you are interested that you wanted to contribute, write to me. I also will get complimentary registration again for Madras section, and also there could be avenues like we can have people like Mohan sir and all contribute to possibly a talk or something. We can do it. So with that said, there's a lot more material out there. Of course, I will give you a condensed version of the slides to Parkumaran sir, and he will propagate it there. So with that said, I'll probably stop here because I know you all will be hungry as well. So we can have a fireside chat, but it can be more interactive as well. So I'll open it up. So I'll stop here, and before I conclude, again, I want to thank Parkumaran sir for his dynamic leadership and some of his outstanding vision what he has for Madras section. Also, I want to appreciate all the Madras section past and current executive committee members. Everybody has joined today, which is again, as I said, one big Vasudeva Kudumbam. There could be problem within the Kudumbams, that's fine, but it's a Kudumbam, So very, very delighted to be here. And for the students, Santa is here after the Christmas. So I look forward knowing you all. I mean, Radha was telling me, I still remember. That's what I was telling. My wife always tells me, somebody like an elephant. If somebody do something, you remember both bad and good. Today I want to talk to you. Students especially don't think you interact veteran example though இவர் இருக்காருங்க அப்புறம் ஸோ நான் தான் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன் 3 பேர் ட்ராக் பண்ணலாம் ஈஸியா என் ஒய்ஃப் ஃபோன்ல பண்ணலாம் கேரளா செக்ஷன் யூஷுவலி வில் ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் ரொம்ப நல்லா ஆக்டிவா இருப்பாங்க அவங்க இவர் அடுத்தது நான் எங்க இருந்தாலும் வந்துறாரு இந்தியாவில் தான் ஸோ வெரி வெரி ஆக்டிவ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வாலண்டியர் ஸோ எதுக்கு சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா இட்ஸ் நாட் அபவுட் அஸ் இட்ஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் வாட் வி கேன் டூ ஃபார் யூ தட் இஸ் வை வி ஆர் ஹியர் டுடே ஸோ இதெல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு ஐ ஆல்சோ ஹேவ் a very little special guest for me. What's her name actually? Tamira. Oh, okay. So thank you again. I see a young professional already inducted today for HKN. Very happy to see, and she was very quiet all along. Either she felt it very rhythmic. Tungra mari pesirken nenikiren. So that is good. So I'm very happy to see that. So let's make it more interactive. Bayadadinga. Come and ask questions because ungala mari na andappa adha my journey has been with pretty much I met with all key stakeholders. Easier சொன்னா கலாம் சார் as an example. So fail fast and attitude ஓட போங்க. தோக்கிறது தான் ஜெயிக்கிறதுக்கான முதல் படி அப்படி வெச்சுக்கோங்க. So அதனால ஃபெயில் அதுக்கு எக்ஸாம்ல போய் ஃபெயில் ஆயிட்டு சொன்னாங்க. அவர்தான் சொன்னாரு. அவர் போய் கேளுங்க பண்ணாதீங்க. I am saying like don't afraid to go after your dreams. Because I think you decide your journey. 15-20 years முன்னாடி நான் இங்க இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் மேல பண்ண வேணாம்னு நினைச்சேன்னா today I am not be standing in front of you with 35 global awards. இதோட நிறுத்தல. You have to keep going. You have to innovate yourself. So that's important. So I'll stop here again. Thank everyone, and also most importantly, I want to call out மூணு பேர் முக்கியமானவங்க இங்க actually. ராஜா இருக்காரா? Is Raja here? Stop there. வெலக்கா சார் ராஜா, புவனா, அப்புறம் அவங்க ரோகிணி இருந்தாங்க. So இவங்க ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் ஐ திங்க் மெட்ராஸ் செக்ஷனுக்கு 23 வருஷமா இருந்திருக்காங்க. 15 அப்புறம் 18 I can memorize சொல்ல முடியும் என்னால. So really hats off to the staff team, very dedicated staff team. So they have traveled a lot for the section and many mentors are there. Raja sir, உங்களை தான் கூப்பிட்டோம், நீங்க வெளில போயிட்டீங்க கோச்சிட்டு வாங்க. So I think again a big round of applause to the staff team. இந்த மூணு பேருமே three Moothis of Madras section staffல. So delighted to see him after a long time. அப்படின்னா again many veterans are here. Madras section Mohan sir is again எப்படி நமக்கு ஒரு பீஷ்ம பிதாமகர் ஆஃப் கோலி சொல்லணும், அவர்தான் பீஷ்ம பிதாமகர் ஆஃப் மெட்ராஸ் செக்ஷன் பெருமையா சொல்லலாம் அவரை. மாதிரி ஹரி சார் இன்னைக்கு வெரி வெரி என்கேஜிங் நிறைய விஷயம் சொன்னாங்க. மேடம் டபிள்யூஐ பத்தி கேட்டாங்க. சக்திவேல் சார் அகைன் அதான் மேடம். முக்கியமா நம்மளோட பாஸ்ட் சேர் ஆஃப் இவரும் இருக்காருங்க, மனோகரன் சார் இருக்காரு. ஸோ இவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து கிவன் அ குட் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஃபார் மெட்ராஸ் செக்ஷன். அண்ட் யங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ஸ் பத்தி சொன்னா இங்க இருக்காங்க டைனமிக்கா. எனக்கு ஃபுல்லா ஸ்கிரீன் மாத்தி கொடுத்தாரு. இப்ப வாங்க பிரதர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ல வாங்க. சோ இவர்தான் உங்களோட சைட் நியூ சேர் பாத்துக்கோங்க. ஓகே, சோ இவங்க காமிச்சிட்டோம். இப்ப இவர்தான் மெயின் தெய்வம், நான் உப தெய்வம். நான் இல்ல மெயின் இப்ப. ஓகே, அதனால வந்து any help you need, you reach out to us. Okay, so I'll stop here. So I would like to actually meet each one of you. இந்த 30-45 நிமிஷம் எவ்வளவு இருக்கோ எல்லாருமே பார்த்து will interacted. So make it easy for you. So I'll stop here. In the section related questions you wanted to ask, we'll take it now. அதுக்கப்புறம் வேணா small break வேணாம்னு வெச்சிட்டு we have a fireside chat. However way you want it, I will be here. And now we'll make it more engaging for us.
questions you can.
Sorry, Gopal sir, respond actually.
No,
Sorry.
that's not the case. You see, it was very nice to watch Sampath at work during the COVID-19. Fantastic. Congratulations. A lot of energies. Many more energies to you. And we were together to discuss on the SDGs. So, some time back when we were working with NASFAM on a new product development, we were of the opinion that a lot of debate with several of the good professionals in the industry without including the material pestle analysis, where sustainability is a part of the environment. The E is the environment. P, of course, is political. We ran into some flag, but doesn't matter. We could manage. So, sustainability is just a part of the environment. Is sustainability going sublime so crucial for products impacting the SDGs?
Absolutely, absolutely. Great question, sir. Actually, so actually, like these are twin brothers in review. Okay. RR Parthala Mari, one side sustainable development, you can't solve the problems faced without sustainability. What do we mean by that, right? So today we speak jargons like climatic change, right? Climatic change tech is another big bang approach for grants and opportunity. If you take food security, for example, right? One of the way you can offer food security is to actually promote a very healthy environment. And how do you do it? By providing measures and engineering frameworks and standards which minimizes your carbon footprint emission into the atmosphere. So if you tell me that these two are integrated 100%, sustainability and sustainable development, because if you reduce the carbon footprint, naturally you are going to have several parameters to it. So carbon footprint நான் ரொம்ப நாளா சொல்லிட்டே இருக்கேன். அதை போய் நீங்க எல்லாம் கூகுள் பண்ணிட்டு யாருக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் மெயில் பண்ணுங்க. அதுக்கு கிராண்ட் அவென்யூ இருக்கு. மெயில் பண்றவங்க ஹெல்ப் பண்றாங்க. அந்த கிராண்ட் எழுதுறதுக்கு முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்ன அப்படின்னா கார்பன் ஃபுட்பிரிண்ட் எவ்வளவு கார்பன் போடுறீங்கன்னு இல்லையா எல்லா ஆக்டிவிட்டிலையும் கார்பன் ஃபுட்பிரிண்ட். லெட்ஸ் டேக் an example. How many of you are computer science engineers? Okay, say for example you write a C program. இதுல நீங்க எவ்வளவு கம்ப்யூட்டிங் சைக்கிள்ஸ் கன்சியூம் பண்றீங்க உங்க சர்வர். அந்த சர்வரை ரன் பண்றதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு உங்க சர்வர் ஃபார்ம்ல கூலிங் ஏஜென்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும், ரைட்? அந்த கூலிங் ஏஜென்ட் நீங்க யூஸ் பண்றப்ப எவ்வளவு ஹீட் ஜெனரேட் ஆகுது, அதுல எவ்வளவு கார்பன் ஜெனரேட் ஆகுது. இன்னொரு விதமான பேசிக் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ், இன்னொரு ஆக்டிவிட்டி. யூஎஸ்ல இருந்து நான் இப்ப இங்க வரப்போ என்னோட ஃளைட் இருக்குல்ல, அது எமிஷன் பண்ணும். So ஒவ்வொரு activity there's carbon emission to it, footprint to it. So coming back to your original question, I think these two are highly interconnected. But then sadly, sometimes the policy maker and the tech industry sees them like isolated problem space, but it's a highly interconnected problem space. But the good news is the current president, Sampathkumar, he has taken a major initiative to actually focus on climatic change. So that's why all the interconnecting points are coming together, and it's also delightful to see not only here within UN also they are focusing on both the parts of the puzzle actually. So you cannot achieve sustainable development without having the issues pertaining to sustainability being addressed. So these are critical right now. But thank you for bringing it up, because it's also important that China has a very vibrant society called as a society, and he's a very very prominent leader in that, and they talk about the ethical impacts and design aspects of how you kind of influence in a positive way or negative way. It's a very very impressive one, and make sure I'll encourage you all to look into it as well.
We'll keep working.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we just started. I said that the party is on, but I will pay the bill. That is what I'm saying.
Going south.
Yeah. Additional questions? See, எல்லாருக்கும் புரிஞ்சிச்சுனா கரவா சார்க்கு ஒவ்வொரு கேள்வி கேட்போம். இப்ப அடுத்து வைவா தான். Okay, so sessionல உங்களுக்கு வேற questions இருந்தா you can sit and talk. We can take a break and people can make it informal fireside chat. Again, Sampathkumar sir, இல்ல நீங்க ஏதாவது கேட்கணும். I will leave it to you all. Any questions you want to ask right now, the stage is fine. Ila sir, I want to talk to you down the stage is also fine with me. மைக் ரொம்ப நேரம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு குடுக்க வச்சிருக்கீங்களா கேட்க வச்சிருக்கீங்களா? அவரு தெளிவா இருக்காரு, அடுத்தவங்களுக்கு கொடுத்துரு. Any questions pass பண்ணிடுறேன். Okay, again it's a long day for you all. Again I'm really grateful, and so one group photo I think we needed, so we all will make them. Spectrum can nominate later. So maybe one group photo, and then we can have I don't know how much we can get views.
Stand here, let it be a selfie.
Go up here. You can see. Good idea. See, we have to ask Mohan sir with this positioning. என் phone எங்கேயோ இருக்கு. என் phone கொஞ்சம் இல்ல அது ரொம்ப நீங்க கேட்ட phone call சிம் இல்ல 3 phone வச்சிருக்கேன்.
அவர் பக்கத்துல உட்கார்ந்து
இல்ல சார் இது பேனர் பின்னாடி புடிச்சுக்கோங்க நம்ம இப்படியே உட்கார்ந்துக்கலாம் சார் திஸ் டூ காலம்
அதுக்கு மேல
எடுத்துடலாம்
Okay.
கொஞ்சம் லைட்டா இருக்கும் so we will fill this gap
அவங்கள எடுத்து க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்க ராஜா.